going forward, how to classify newness and degree of innovation and what to focus on. This is really important. Is it a new to firm, first in the market, first in the world? Incremental means already there, or radical innovations. I was listening to a documentary. I find that there is a tablet is expected to come that you eat and it will sort the issue. A lot of research is going on. So such kind of medicines, once you will launch in the market, it's going to be a great success. And of course this is innovation, because you invent something. Invention is the one step behind the innovation. Innovation is top, but you invent and you put certain other things, it becomes your innovation. So what could be a new things? New product lines, completely new line extensions mean you are doing something and you say, why don't we do this one? That's going to help us in enhancing the product line. And core product revisions, sometimes you say our products that was designed 30 years before, now let's have a re-engineering of these stuff. And when we do consolidation mergers, this is also the same thinking, that old style of management, we are now going to bring a new style of management. Change to augmented products, repositioning means you first position it for low income guys, now you reposition it for premium luxuries. So you see the target markets, and this is not absolute, this is just a relative. If you see Nestle, if you see other FMCGs, in one country they are in profit, the other country they are in lesser profit. One country, one product, same product is giving high margins, and one country, the same product is giving them low margins, right? So you have to see on global level, you cannot just benchmark blindly without understanding the cultures and the regional density of population. Why a lot of people want to go to the Indian market or African market? Because entering in Indian market or African market means 20-30 outlets at one stop, from south to north. You have lot of cities. In one city, if you open an outlet, you need 30-40 cities. And if I am giving you a franchise and I am forcing you to buy 25% of the stock from me, we are talking about billions, right? Same for African countries, like a main distributor is going to buy, and within no time it's going to reach in South Africa, West Africa, or Kenya and Uganda, and all these countries this way. We even in Middle East we have set up, if we sign an agreement with some company, within 2 or 3 shipment time, it will be in 32 countries display like this, because this is the power of the region itself and connectivity with the other countries. So here we have to see what we are, regional and other aspects of innovation. Maybe you belong to a country where innovation does not exist. When you talk about innovation, people laugh at you and they say, what he is talking, show him to a doctor, he's crazy, right? There are some, people, there are, because there are positive society, there are progressive societies, these are passive societies. So maybe you are not meant for that particular area, so you move to an area where is innovation. So there are innovation leaders and there are innovation followers and there are known followers. Accounts we know, like there is no value to give a CFO what is, IAS 16 or inventory calculation. This will be a revision, but that's not the purpose of being CFO. CFO, you are already hired based on your qualification. The man who has money, his ideology typically is, if he need a person for marketing, he will say, okay, hire someone for marketing. Why I should do marketing? This is not my job. Same for accounts. Now you are the big boss and you have qualified people from all over the world, right? And here now we have HR diversification as a mandatory. So I cannot hire all from one nationality, right? So in a room, we will have maybe 30 nationality guys working together, right? Maybe opposite of thoughts to each other, but in a blended atmosphere, reporting to one guy who don't know the technicalities. So first you take half an hour, 1 hour to explain what you are talking about, right? If it talks, it makes sense, then you will go to the higher level, right? So sometimes, most of the time, the bigger challenge CFOs are having, there is a mindset of investors, right? Which is sort of not flexible, adjustable, adaptable, right? So you are flexible, adjustable, adaptable because you have knowledge, right? Knowledge makes our minds more flexible, more adaptable, and it creates listening abilities, telling abilities. In leadership we have selling abilities, we have telling abilities, and we have listening abilities. And you might know already that the great person of the history are those who has listening abilities, right? Who has a capacity to listen people. The worst people of the world are those who just like to tell that this is I want, you say whatever, I don't care, I need this, right? So in that particular scenarios, we have to be a CFO who has more management, man-handling skills, or managing conflicts, managing working relations. These skills are really important because base skills are there. Base skills is okay. We have to uplift the concept of an accountant to a CFO who is going to build up a team with CEO, because CEO is talking about business, right? If he is not technically sound, it's very hard to be technically sound in terms of reporting. Even when we train accountants, we leave certain standards which does not apply on them. Like if someone is not in banking, IAS 32, 39, IFRS 7, 9, no need to teach him because he's not into derivative swapping options. If some banks don't have derivative departments, so you have to see according to your scenarios that what we are into. So in marketing principle, there is a very famous analysis, SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. And there is one called PEST, political, economical, social, technological, right? These are some factors that we should know how to apply. So he says identify opportunities and threats, customer need, react to the competitive environment, careful planning for the new products. And this is a typical 4P. In Philip Kotler book, he's a guru of marketing. And he said that there are 4 P's, if you want to be a very good marketing or marketing campaigner, you should see what is the price, what is the promotion, how you promote, what is the product features, and how you distribute as a placement. But there are writers, they are saying 7 P's. They have introduced more P's, and this is innovation. When you think out of the box, because what knowledge we study in books, this is already there, right? What we did, what newness we brought in our setup, how a human mind should process innovation. First of all, you invent something. It's not only like you're inventing a scientific formula or something. If you have leader from office boy till all the levels, then this organization will be tremendous. And what is an organization, by the way? It's not Apple or Microsoft. It's the people who work in Microsoft and Apple. Bill Gates, he's a dropout. But if you see his HR hiring policies, the best graduate of MIT and Harvard, They have an open door in Microsoft, right? He is himself is not that way educated, but he knows the importance of a great mind or a learned person. So some people do tell, he is a school, I want to motivate you, knowledge is nothing, you see this guy, that guy, Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, school runner, right? They will just tell you till here. This is not enough, because when he made Microsoft, he hired the best guys from the world. And Harvard and MIT, these are the leaders in the world, recognized, because it's not easy to get yourself admitted in these schools, and they have a very high admission criterions, right? And the people, and not even admission criterions, I have been in Harvard a couple of times, they have a very stressed or you can say an effective case study based learning. Student is studying 24 hours almost, if it is 2 years or 4 years. So, and not theoretical, practical. He did this is what. So once you come out, you have lot of innovation, lot of ideas, and you go to an organization which is open to you. Google is open, Google guys, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, the WhatsApp, these are the companies, they are looking for a talent, right? So when we are that talent and we match a right organization, then you become a market leader. Invent is the first, then it leads to innovation. So he says adoption of an innovation by similar firms are very important. That once you bring some technology, you can see a failure of Nokia. Nokia was a very famous mobile sellers. I remember in 90s when I used the first mobile, it was Nokia, right? And everyone talk about Nokia. Okay, this is one dimension. If still you go to Africa, the highest selling mobile still Nokia. Because they don't, first of all, internet is not fast and not available, very expensive. So they prefer still the same Nokia. They are the highest selling company in Africa. But in rest of the part, touch screen, smartphone, Android application, they couldn't meet up the advancement of innovation. Sometimes you may be successful 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but if you are not putting innovation, then again you will be in a terrible situation. Why we are telling this to a CFO? That, because CFO is a guy who has the cash flows, who is responsible for budgeting, right? So when you make budgets, and you have no connection with the outer world, and you don't pose this point to your management, look, for me 5% formula is very easy to put, but what about the product enhancement, technological, competitiveness, new inventions, what we are doing, right? There is someone finance background should give a challenge to the management about these ideas, because so far there is no trend to hire a chief innovation officer. I introduced this concept recently. I told why we don't hire chief innovation officer? Why you are asking a CEO or CFO to be more innovative? Let's create a speciality and hire chief innovation officer. Not a bad idea actually. But still, cost efficiency, who will be the right match, how we will identify there's no qualification, chartered, innovation accountant or something like this, right? So, but still it's something that you will see 5 years, 10 years down the road, that it has to come, and there is no one can stop, you will see. I'm telling you, because decision making, I live around the decision makers. If you put them in their mind, sometime it start clicking and working. So for innovation, we need research. After research, we have to develop, and of course, we have to bring innovation in production. That's the core. In terms of green friendly, carbon is an issue in the world. Yeah, so there are a lot of issues, environmental, health, safety, that you have to brought it in your production. Some countries, you don't need to ask that are you interested to take ISO certification, are you certified this, because it is in their blood, You can say when they make company, they know that 1, 2, 3, 4 registrations, this is the core, Without that, I should not operate, And some countries are opposite, They will say, why I should take 1, 2, 3, 4? This is a burden, it's an expense. This is not good, right? So you have to see all these mindsets as well. But ideally, all production, marketing, research, development, this should have innovative phases. If we want to make anything beautiful, just makeup is not enough. In management style, you have to start the creative thinking process before the product has been even conceived. So start applying innovation at every step. Every product has some step: pre-planning, planning, commercialization, then testing, growth, market. So each level should have innovative testings that will make you sure that what you are selling or planning to sell is different and unique. Analytical planning, we have to identify what will be the best product design. 10 years before, when we want to go, it's very interesting, like if I want to go for a party, picnic, to the ground, to the parks. So I used to have a big radio, right? I have to carry this. I will listen songs, I have to take some cassettes. Plus, maybe the first phones were really big, this mobile set. Plus, I need a camera, that I will carry. So one camera, one, radio, one, you can see a mobile set, and certain other things I will take, Now I take a smartphone, right? Why smartphone reaches to this level that we call it a smartphone? Even a laptop I used to carry because, checking emails or doing some work. So they brought up slowly, because of innovation. They feel that what a customer needs. Why a customer will hold 5, 6 things and he will feel bored. Maybe next time he will not go for such kind of entertainment because this is very heavy and costly, right? So they bring this feature, that feature, and now sometimes we feel the mobile is heavy, battery issues, and these issues soon, and similar other issues, in UAE nowadays we have a hacking issue. It's very popular, everyone is suffering, from hacking because we are little bit more advanced in terms of applications. Government is pushing too much for government mobile apps. It's a smart government initiative. It's everything online almost. So when you become online, means there is online spoilers, hackers. They want to target, so this system should not work. But this system is a comfort, So this is also a innovation in terms of new processes and businesses.